Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. And welcome back, No Contact Army. I trust you've all been good soldiers and stayed in no contact since you last heard from me. And if you too would like to join the No Contact Army, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button. And to read the No Contact Army manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com and you can read 2 chapters for free before you purchase it. So this week, I want to talk about a mistake that people make when they are in no contact and they are communicating with their ex at some point. And they think they're helping themselves, but unfortunately, they are not. And I will explain why. So I have an email here. I'm going to go through it and you'll see what I'm talking about. So she says, "Your videos have honestly helped me so much during my breakup." Good. Glad to help. The first week after the breakup, I begged and pleaded, and it got me nowhere, of course, and left me feeling ashamed. After a week or so of crying every day, I picked myself up, started working on myself, and decided to go no contact. Finally. We were no contact for about 30 days when he Snapchatted me after he saw a post that I was in Vegas. He simply said, "How's Vegas?" And I didn't respond. Good. That's because you'd been listening to me. He messaged me the next day, and again, I didn't respond. Good. The day after that, he asked if I didn't want to talk to him anymore. This is where it gets tricky. Do we respond? Do we not respond? I responded to that and we had a short conversation. So I don't know how long she took to respond and I don't know what she said. But when they see you're not responding, at some point your ex may say, you don't want to talk to me anymore, or we're not talking anymore, what's going on? And I would still wait to respond to that. You can wait as long as you want, 2, 3 days, a week, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then you can respond and say, talk about what? Remember, they broke up with you, okay? You do not make it easy for them to come back. Okay, so she says, we started talking a little bit for a few weeks after that. He was always the one to initiate conversation, and I wouldn't respond every time. He admitted to me one night that he still loved me and wished we never broke up, and that he didn't want to throw a wrench in my life by telling me that because he knew that I was doing well without him. Shut up. Now, this has nothing to do with the topic we're talking about, but to me, just from reading this, it sounds manipulative. If someone wants you back, they're not going to say, "Oh, I know you're doing well without me, so even though I love you so much and I want you back, I don't want to throw a monkey wrench in your life." Yeah, you do. If you want someone back, you don't care if you throw a monkey wrench in their life. So he's trying to sound like the knight in shining armor who's just all worried about you. No, he's not ready to come back. That's why. And he's making it sound like he's such a gentleman and he doesn't want to mess things up for you. Right. Okay, a couple of days after that, because you know what? She says they've been talking for a few weeks. He did not ask to get together at that point. So if he's so interested, if he loves her so much, why isn't he trying to see her? Okay? However, then finally, she says a couple of days after that, we met up and went golfing. There was flirting, but nothing happened. He wanted to know if I had hooked up with anyone in the time we weren't talking. Maybe that's what he was trying to find out. I didn't really answer. Good. Do not answer that question. Honesty is not always your friend. Honesty is not always the best policy, no matter what you've been brainwashed to think, okay? If someone has broken up with you, it's no longer their business who you're with. Whether you're with nobody or with 100 people. Hopefully not, right? So don't feel, oh, I gotta answer this question. No. You no longer get to find out who I was with because we're not together. Moving on, things went well seeing him, and that night he texted me that he had fun. We flirted a little. He was the last to respond with a smiley face. Today is the day after. He hasn't texted me again. He's been the one to express all his feelings, and I feel like maybe he's going to give up because he doesn't think he has a chance with me anymore. This is where people make the mistake I'm about to talk about. I still love him, but I know I've been acting like I don't. It doesn't matter. That's fine. Hey, listen, you agreed to go golfing. At least you gave him that, and you've been responding to him like, what are you supposed to do? So then she says, here she goes, I was thinking about texting him tomorrow night and saying that I want to be honest with him and tell him that I haven't been able to stop thinking about him. No! No, why would you do that? Here's the mistake that people make when they're broken up with and they're in contact with the ex at some point, and they think, oh, I have to express my feelings. I have to let them know that I still care. Why? They don't care if you still care. As I've said before, people don't care about your interest level. They care about their interest level. And if their interest level in you is not high, then they don't care if your interest level in them is high or not. Because look at it this way. You know that their interest level is below 50 or they wouldn't have broken up with you. And yet your interest level is in the 90s. Do you care that their interest level is below 50? No, you still want them back. That's why you're listening to this, okay? It's not logical. So stop trying to apply logic when we're dealing with dating, and stop trying to apply logic when we're trying to get an ex back. It's usually the opposite. People just care about their interest level in you. And if they mention something, whether it's in dating or in getting an ex back, like, oh, I don't think you're really interested. I'm not sure you really care. It's because they're feeling insecure and they're trying to find out what your interest level is. But if someone is really interested, they're not going anywhere and they're not going to stop trying to get you back. Okay, so stop thinking that you have to reveal your feelings, because you're missing the whole point of no contact. The whole point of no contact is to cause your ex as much anxiety as possible. That's right, because it's that anxiety that will make them reach out. People will do more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. So we want to cause as much pain through anxiety as possible. And therefore, if you are wondering whether you should do something or say something, whether you're in no contact or whether you are now in contact, you have to ask yourself this. Will saying this or doing this give them more anxiety or less anxiety? If it's going to give them more, you do it. If it's going to give them less, you don't do it. And so in this case, declaring your feelings and I have to tell them how I feel is less, therefore you don't do it, okay? But of course, she went ahead and did it. What else is new? And I'm just going to read a few of the text messages here. She says, can I be honest with you? And he goes, yes, I prefer that. I mean, I feel like I shouldn't be saying this. So she even knows, she even feels like she shouldn't be saying it, but she did it anyway. She did it anyway. But I've never been good at not saying how I feel. Well, that's not a good thing. Okay, that's naive. That's a child. Okay, a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, they always have to, you always know what they feel. They're not hiding anything. But as an adult, you need to chill and know when to reveal your feelings and when not to. Okay, you can't keep acting like a 2-year-old your entire life. And so he says, well, say it. Don't feel bad or scared. And then she says, ugh, I haven't been able to stop thinking about you and us. And he goes, yeah, and, notice he didn't say, really? Oh, that's fantastic. He just said, and, like, tell me more. Relieve my anxiety even more. And I don't know, because it kind of feels like you still don't know what you want, and that's okay, but I can't fight you or push you to care or be with me. Now you're basically telling him, I'm still here waiting for you. Even though I did 30 days of no contact, I'm still here waiting for you. I have feelings for you. Do whatever you want. I've just alleviated all your anxiety. You're free of anxiety. And that's obviously not a good thing. And so she says, I did end up texting him, obviously. It made me feel better to get my emotions out. Yeah, well, how do you feel now, knowing that what you did set you back? You need to stop worrying so much about your feelings and worry about a long-term strategy, not about a short-term strategy for feeling good. You were just caring about feeling good at the moment. That's like I'm on a diet and I just want to eat this pizza right now and I don't care if I'm not going to lose the weight. It's the same thing. So you're never going to lose the weight because you keep eating food you're not supposed to be eating, and you're not going to get your ex back because you keep saying things to alleviate their anxiety. And then finally, to end this, she said, he finally texted me back this morning. This was after that text conversation, but didn't say anything about our conversation. Asked me random questions of where I went golfing yesterday because I posted something about golfing. So notice that her expressing her feelings did nothing. Now he's just back to talking about golfing. They're not back together. He didn't ask to get back together. So what was the point of expressing the feelings? There was no point. She shouldn't have done that. And you listening, should not be doing it either. And then she finally says, I'm not going to answer about the golfing because it's not significant. I want to take my power back. Back to no contact I go. I think that's a great idea. Okay, so just to recap about what you need to do in terms of whether you should be expressing feelings or not. First of all, you shouldn't be. But in terms of what you should say to your ex at all when you're trying to get them back, remember, anything that creates anxiety in no contact is good. And anything that relieves anxiety in no contact is bad. Anxiety, good. Relief, bad. Cause anxiety, not comfort. Understand? Good. So if you would like help getting your ex back, you can contact me about private coaching at theartoflove.net. The direct link is below, and we will send you the rates. If you are listening to this on YouTube, remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you're listening on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.